got a live show, and we have some tape show. But first, we want to let you in on our live studio open forum discussion. So camera, please cut to live studio.
We don't need this anymore. We don't need skin. All we have to do is switch the whole experience of.
That's it. Turn around that way. It's good.
The whole experience of human skin can be switched and placed into an information database. All you have to know is the code. All you have to have is all the information. You can put it all in here, and then you don't need your skin anymore. It's no problem.
You were talking about how the self becomes a really precious construct, and people use codes on computers, and it's a way of guarding individuality that's been dissipated by information dissemination.
Oh.
Let's talk about what we're doing here and why we're here.
Why we're in Hamburg.
We can need a flashcard.
Why all of these works.
Michael's right behind you.
Well, let's talk about what we did in San Francisco, what we did at Bowdoin, Maine, and what we're doing here, basically, which is an exchange of cults. And if you use the cult as derived from the word culture, you could call it a cultural exchange, but that's a little too artsy for me. I like the word cult exchange. Basically, to exchange information. And on the
but I think Esther used a word that I think is very valuable. She used the word critical, which I think is something that is an important thing to learn, which is to constantly be critiquing what you're doing, because Esther brought up I guess you would use the word contradictions that exist here, which is, there are people, very politically motivated people who really don't like art at all for many reasons. They think it's inactive, and a good portion of the work in the older No Rio work is political. So there is this schism that you do have to consider.
No, I do, but
After this, we're going to cut to Bobbi. During that break, type in some flashing text. And then we'll cut to the flashing text. You can individualize the pages that you're using. So
How do I get...
who doesn't fit within the framework of contemporary art community right now. Well, we're caught in that same bind. We want to be marginal, but we have to exist. So what do? We have to sell the product. We have to commercialize ourselves to go on.
Okay. Life in this society being at best an utter bore, and no aspect of society being at all relevant to women, there remains to civic-minded, responsible, thrill-seeking females only to overthrow the government.
You're the gray man who starts her lips, policeman's buttons clean. You're the man who squats behind the man who works the soft machine.
Civic laws. Scum is against the entire system. The entire system, the very idea of law and government. Scum is out to destroy the system. not attain certain rights within it. Also, scum. Scum, always selfish, always cruel, will always aim to avoid detection and punishment. Scum will always be fervent, sneaky, underhanded, although scum members will always be known to be such.
Gender is bullshit because basically if our spirits live for a long time and our bodies really are only vessels for our spirits, then to truly believe that you can't sex people. You can't think of them in terms of men and women. You should just think of them in terms as people, and that's it.
None of the funds authorized to be appropriated for the National Endowment for the Arts may be used to promote, disseminate, or produce materials which, in the judgment of the National Endowment for the Arts, may be considered obscene, including, but not limited to, depictions of sadomasochism, homoeroticism, the sexual exploitation of children, or individuals engaged in sex acts, and which, when taken as a whole, do not have serious literary, artistic, political, or scientific value.